Hello everybody, my name is John Hamilton and I'm a freelance writer here in Virginia, and I'm a lifelong Jeopardy fan. As a matter of fact, I watched it growing up when I was home with my mom. We watched the Art Fleming years, for those of you who don't know, but Alex Trebek has been there now for 35 years, and then Art Fleming was there for another, before him I guess 10 years, maybe something to that effect. I'm not sure right offhand, but in fact I remember when Alex Trebek first came out, people did not like the fact that he replaced Art Fleming. So now he's come to be associated with the show in much the same way Bob Barker with The Price is Right became associated with it. But he's got his own style, you know. I mean, he's got that dry sense of humor. You know, I like him. I like him, but you know, everybody has their opinion. But I thought we could talk about the Jeopardy Team All-Star Tournament. It ended last night because today is Wednesday, March 6, 2019, here in Virginia. And I just want to mention, spoiler alert, I'm getting ready to give away some results. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'll give you some time to, you might want to cut away now. And also don't read if there's comments below, because people might comment with eventually with the results. So the first thing that stood out to me that was interesting was the format was a little awkward, but it was hard for them to do it with that number of teams. So instead of 10 days with 10 games, I actually went back and looked. It was 10 days, 8 games. So there was actually 2 less games or matches than normal, which I thought was interesting right off the bat. The second thing that really stood out to me was that the strategy sessions were interesting, to say the least. They didn't really show enough of them. I felt like I just looked on YouTube today and they had like 4 minutes of it, and that was, or several minutes, I don't know if it was 4, but that made it a little more interesting. But they didn't have time, so all you got was let's do the same thing, or you know, you go, you know, you go, then you go last. There really wasn't much to it, so it wasn't really that exciting as it might have been, but you can understand they're on the time. You got a 30-minute show, you got 8-9 minutes of commercial, so was it 21 minutes these days? I mean, I remember when a 30-minute show used to be 27 minutes. Now we're down to 19, 20, 21 because of all the ads. But anyway, I think you just have to take it for what it was. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised reading the comments today on Facebook. A lot of people did not like the tournament. I mean, there were a lot of comments that said, hey, let's go back to the old games now, which I thought was interesting. I really enjoyed it. I love these big tournaments. I wish they'd have at least one a year. I really like that group of players. I think they have good personalities. I really like Team Colby. Colby, Pam, and Alan. Alan's really loosened up now. He's fun. Pam's always had a good personality. And Colby cracks me up. I mean, he's very creative. He's very, very talented. I mean, he's not just brilliant, but he's so quick-witted with those jokes and so forth. So I really enjoyed watching that team. But what else? As you can see, I'm winging this. I'm not scripting or anything. So Roger Craig, that was disappointing that I don't think he ever got a daily double. And for those of you who don't know, he's the one who always would go, let's make it a true daily double. And he'd bet big. He's the all-time one-day record holder. So his swashbuckling style did not come to fruition here, and that was disappointing to me. He had a really rough match that first. He wasn't up to standards, but he redeemed himself in the next match and played pretty well. So I was really relieved by that. Ben Ingram, really like him. I think he's very humble. He's also a nice guy, kind of classy. I like the way he carries himself. He doesn't brag. And if you remember, years ago in his Tournament of Champions, he was up against Julia and Arthur Chu. And all the Facebook comments were that guy, whoever the third guy is, they wouldn't call him by his name. He has no chance. And so I was rooting for him all the way, and that was really something. That was one of the greatest Tournament of Champions of all times for me. Championships. What else happened? Well, that's all for now. And if I get enough comments, I'll continue on with it. So feel free to write in the comments below. Please keep it away from politics and all that stuff, and just relate it to the Jeopardy tournament, if you would. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.